Good evening, incredible souls. I'm Frida Stoffer. I can barely stay awake right now, but I wanted to get this up so you guys can see if you want. This is our 5 weeknight dinners of the week that I made for the kids, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I put the breaded chicken patties in the toaster oven, and I put the chicken nuggets in the toaster oven for the smaller kids that don't want subs. I'm toasting the bread and melting the cheese in the oven, the regular oven. Okay, for the Tuesday, Taco Tuesday dinner, I'm using Impossible sausage, the spicy version. I've had it in the freezer, so it needs to thaw a bit. And I'm going to turn it on low and put a lid on so it can steam and thaw for the dish I'm going to make. Okay, the other ingredients for the dip are refried beans, pinto beans, salsa, and then cheese. Oh, where's my can of cheese? Oh yeah, I put it over there. There's my can of cheese, and this is actually my taco seasoning. I made it last week, and I've kept it in this little container so I can use it again. And then this is going to be one of the side choices that kids can have for their tacos stuffing. And my sister, when she made that dip, it was a little runny. So my aim is going to be to make it a little bit thicker so they can put it inside their taco shells. This is the little taco bar I'm making. I have this large container I got from Dollar Tree. So I have a tiny dish of chopped purple onions, a tiny dish of chopped tomatoes, lettuce. I'm going to chop a little more lettuce. And then I have that little jar of black olives. And I can't think of any other choices. Maybe corn, a bowl of corn could go in there. Nobody will eat black beans, or I'd put a bowl of black beans in there too, but I'm going to chop up some more lettuce, and that'll be enough probably. This mild guacamole will also be a choice that the kids will have. I know the Kia will choose that. For myself, I would like guacamole, tomatoes, onions, lettuce, and some shrimp. So we'll see how the dip turns out. I hope it to make it thick enough that it can go in the shells. There it is. That's my little taco bar ready. These are condiments. Mostly the main ingredients in our tacos is rice and beans. And then these are add-on toppings. And I am going to give them plain yogurt to use instead of sour cream. They grumble now that they're older and they know better. When they were smaller, they didn't know the difference, but now they do. The spicy, Impossible sausage that is meatless is so delicious. I know it's going to taste really good in that dip. My sister used some vegetarian sausage scrambles in her dip, and she used otherwise she used a can of cheese and a salsa and refried beans, and to thicken it up I'm going to use this can of pinto beans as well, instead of making it so runny to dip with chips, because otherwise we'll be filling those taco flavored taco shells, or a burrito if somebody wants. Right ahead. I'm going to shake in a little taco seasoning. My homemade taco seasoning that does not have salt added, because Impossible sausage already has salt added. Okay, I drained the beans. Good. I'm trying to make it less runny, and at least I have to drain the beans too. Everything is organic here. I mean, I'm not sure if they're organic, if the Impossible sausage is organic or not. I forgot to check, but the beans are organic. I'm just going to mash it all together, and then we're going to add the cheese, sauce, and the salsa for my kids. better like it. Okay, I didn't add cheese or salsa to it yet, and I'm debating if I should just leave it like this, because it's really nice and thick, and I could put the salsa and the cheese as side toppings. And I think this would be very beautiful inside a taco or a burrito. It's delicious. That sausage is spicy enough that it's seasoned up the whole thing. I usually, when I make tacos, I take the can of refried beans and the can of pinto beans and cook it together with a cube of chicken bouillon for flavor. But this does not need that. This has enough flavor. So I've decided to go ahead and put some of the salsa in. I don't want to put the whole jar in case it gets too runny. That's what I'm worried about, is runniness. So I'm going to mix half of it in, and then I'll see if it can use the other half. Yep, the half jar was enough. Now, beans tend to thicken when they sit, so it will be plenty thick to go into the tacos by the time we eat dinner. Because right now it's not 2 o'clock yet, and they won't be home till 3:30. The rice is cooking. We always have rice and beans in our tacos or burritos. And then the rest of the vegetables are optional. Pick what you want. That is dinner for my kids. The bean filling, the cheese sauce, the rice, the yogurt, the taki flavored taco shells, cheese, and these toppings is what they will have. Everybody wants dessert. There's grapes and bananas and apples. So they'll get what they want. Mohammed's taco.
Bro, you sent a picture.
This is another option. I made myself a little taco salad and have some broken taco shells to scoop it up with. Today I'm making breakfast for dinner. The kids asked me for something that starts with a W because it's Wednesday. So I said, I thought a while, and I decided I'm going to make homemade waffles. I've not done it for a while, so I'm going to mix it now, even though it's 12 o'clock, and I'm going to have the mix sitting here for a while before I make the waffles. And I am using liquid egg white because it helps make a crispy crust, and skim milk because we bought it by accident. Normally, I mean, this is Krusty's pancake and waffle mix. It's the package says to mix it with water, but I'm going to add more protein, so because it's going to be a dinner waffle. Okay, so I have 3 cups of mix, Krusty's mix, and I'm going to add the rest of the box of eggs. It probably had like half cup or 2/3 cup left. And I need when you make waffles, they get fluffier if you add more egg. So I'm going to add some. I'm just going to pour and mix with the milk because I don't really follow a recipe for this. So it's still thick, so I'm going to give it another little pour. What I do with this mix is it's so easy. It's already done. So all you do is add your liquid. So I don't measure. I just pour until I'm done. Pour and mix until I have enough. So for pancakes, I like it thick like this. But for waffles, I'm going to make it a little thinner. Another little pour. And that should be it. Yep, that's about it. It's thinner. So I decided to have this bowl of kimchi noodles. And I cooked it, and I added I added some frozen thawed shrimp that was frozen and pre-cooked, and after the noodles were cooked, I added those in. And I cooked it 1 more minute with the shrimp and the mushrooms in, because I wanted a little bit of vegetable. In fact, I might add a little bit of spinach in there now, baby spinach. Okay, for the waffles, another thing that starts with W is whipped topping. I've had this in the cabinet and I'm going to use it. I'm going to add whole milk and beat it until it whips up. It already has sugar. It just needs vanilla, cold milk, and whipped topping mix. So that's what I'm going to do, so the kids have whipped topping with their waffles for Wednesday. So I'm putting dry vanilla beans in here. That way I know it's alcohol free. And then, since that's 2 cups of milk, I'm going to add 4 packs of whipped topping mix. Now this kind of thing, I let it rest a little because it looked like it gets tired of being beaten. So if I let it rest for 1 or 2 minutes or 5 minutes and then beat it again, and then it gets thicker faster. What it is, but if it rests for a couple of minutes and then you beat it again, then it thickens out much faster. Beats me. Beats me why. I have no idea why, but it does. Sometimes I get tired of beating and then I'll just give it a rest and come back to it after a couple of minutes. And now that's what I did, and now it makes peaks. That's what I wanted it to do. It took me a while to get it to this point. But it's worth it. The kids will love it and be happy. Okay, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Keep it cold until the kids come home. Okay, let's fill up those waffle cups. Molds, I guess they're called. I'm going to make some Beyond sausage for whoever wants to have meatless sausage with their waffles. And I'm also going to make these chicken patties because they are in the freezer and they need to get eaten, so I'll make them in case somebody would like chicken and waffles. Here they are, the chicken patties and the sausage patties. I mean, the Beyond sausage patties. And there are the waffles. And the whipped topping is still in the fridge. All right, Thursday's kids' meal is going to be something different. Something we haven't tried yet, and that is Pierogi Lasagna, where I make sauce like I do for regular lasagna, and I use frozen pierogis instead of pasta noodles. So for the sauce, like I always do for any pasta sauce, anytime I make spaghetti or lasagna of any kind, I start with a 3-pepper blend. This one doesn't have any onions. Sometimes I start with one that has peppers and onions blended. But this one doesn't have onions, and that's fine. Can be more peppers, it's okay. I have a little bit of onions left over from the other day when we had, there's just a little bits of lettuce in there, and that's okay, nobody will know it. Because I'm going to poach it all and puree it almost in the food processor. So I'll put a little bit of onion in it and the tomatoes that are left that I chopped up. And I'm going to chop up that jalapeno pepper and put in. And then I'm going to saute this Beyond Beef. I'm going to keep the heat low and slow because it's still frozen. So I'm going to start it off low and slow so it can steam and thaw at the same time. And then when the vegetables are pureed, I'll pour them in with the Beyond Beef and saute it together until it's well cooked. And then I'm going to add the marinara and mix it together, and that will be the sauce for the Pierogi Lasagna. So I had these pierogis in the freezer, and I'm going to use these. I have 4 boxes of pierogis here. Each one is 6 ounces or a pound. And I'm going to make it, if we have leftovers, they can eat it tomorrow. And 1 more vegetable goes in, and I'm going to steam this cauliflower in the bag. And before I put it in, because I kind of want it to disappear into the lasagna. I might add a little cheese on top, but I really don't need to layer any in because, except to bind it together, sort of. Maybe I might put some slices of provolone in the middle somewhere. But this already has filling, and it really doesn't need extra cheese. These are roasted garlic flavor, and I think I have one that's spinach and white cheddar. I'll just mix them all in together. It's okay. The kids like them all. Okay, I want to check the... it has 4 servings in the container of the Beyond Beef. I have... it has 14 grams of fat per serving, so I don't need to add any oil when I cook it. And it has 600, no, is that 6 or not, or 3? 390 milligrams of sodium per 4th. So if somebody were to eat the whole package, they'd get a lot of sodium. And it has 20 grams of protein in a 4th package. So that's good. And then it has all these other lovely ingredients. It has pantothenic acid. It has zinc, a lot of zinc. That's good. B12, B6, niacin, potassium, iron, calcium, vitamin D0. Okay. It does have a lot of things in it. Okay. So, yeah, that's all the ingredients of things it's made of. But it's vegetarian, so I never bother to read the ones that are vegetarian. Okay, the Beyond Meat is thawing. I really love the invention of Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat. Loved it because it's cheaper than beef, and it still satisfies that beefy craving that we all have sometimes. It's lovely, and I'm going to put it in this sauce so the kids can have a beefy feeling of beef in there. Now it's all thawed, and this is all going to saute and simmer together until all the water is evaporated, and then I'll add the marinara. And I'm chopping this cauliflower up a little more too. It's already been steamed. I steamed it twice, 4 minutes each time to get it really soft, and then that was in the microwave in the bag, and then it gets really soft, and I can almost get it really small where they can't tell the difference between that and the rest of the sauce. Now, because I put a jalapeno in there, it's going to be a little bit flavorful. But those jalapenos we buy from Aldi are not that spicy. So, I'm going to make sure that gets cooked good before I add the marinara so the flavors can kind of develop. And I'm probably going to put two bouillon cubes in there, chicken bouillon or maybe vegetable bouillon, I'm not sure. Now I have cooked it all together. I'm adding, it's so flavorful already, but I'm adding a little bit of oregano. I already added a little and I'm just adding just a little bit more. I put a little garlic powder, I put 2 cubes of vegetable bouillon in there, and I have sauteed it all in there together. And now that the liquid is all evaporated, I'm going to add the marinara. Okay, it's really simmering. I'm cleaning this jar out. I just put a little bit of water in there to clean out the rest of the marinara. Make sure I don't waste any. And it doesn't matter if this has a little extra liquid because it was already really thick. Now it's ready for what I need it for. I'm just going to turn the heat down, off actually, because it's hot through and through and bubbly, and that's all I need it to do. All right, I think I should start with a layer of sauce in there. I buttered it good so nothing sticks. All right. Start with sauce. And then I'll put pierogies in. Just come in the box. You can just pour them in and then spread them out. I think I want to spread them out like that. The first time I heard of this, I was like, I have to make that for my kids. And then I read some recipes. You can make it with regular lasagna and mashed potatoes, but I have these. So I'm using these. I might try it next time with making it without pre-made pierogies and just using the lasagna noodles and mashed potatoes just to try it. Okay. Another box. I think 3 will be enough. One layer per box. Seems like a good 3 seems like enough then, because they're hearty layers. Okay. There. That's another layer. At this point, I'm going to add this little bit of leftover cheese in there to help bind it together. This is what I do to use up odds and ends of leftover cheese. It helps bind things together when I'm layering things like lasagna or taco pie or something. This sauce is flavorful and delicious. I know the kids are gonna like it. And it has a lot of vegetables, so I don't feel guilty. I didn't add any oil either when I sauteed the vegetables and the marinara. There was no need. There's no need to saute it with any extra oil because that Beyond Meat has enough oil in it. That's the last layer. Maybe that will go up in the corner. The little half circle. It's okay, it can fit any way you want to do it. That's how I'm doing it. But anybody can do it any way they want. No, it doesn't have to be that crowded because there's enough room for all of them. Yeah. There. One more layer of sauce and then cheese. Mozzarella cheese. And it's getting tired. I do have a tripod, but sometimes I guess I need a replacement because sometimes it doesn't want to stand right. It gets wobbly and the legs seem like they want to buckle out from under it. So I have extra sauce there, so I'll keep that for something else. I have some extra, and that's okay. I'll use it for something else. And I'm going to top this lasagna with the remaining bit of mozzarella cheese I had in the refrigerator. So I used 3 boxes of those pierogis, and Aldi only gets them in now and then. They're an Aldi find, so they don't have them all the time. And it doesn't need a lot of cheese because the pierogis already have a filling with that's rich and creamy, and it has that satisfying creamy texture. So I just put that is just enough cheese. I don't need it. They don't need any more than that. Yep, it's probably all ready. Just get yourself some. It's hot and bubbly. There's Mohammed's bowl. Are you gonna taste it, honey? I'm gonna taste it. Bismillah. Mmm. Wow. Tastes good. Mmm. Looks really good. Well, they've started on it. I can tell you, I had a taste and it was really good. I love this crock pot. They're working on it. Isn't it nice? Almost half of it gone. Alrighty then. These are the kids' macaroni. I cooked it on low with just a little water. I turned it off and I added some dry milk for increased nutrition. And then I will be adding the cheese sauce. pre-made in a pack. In it goes. It's Velveeta liquid gold. And my kids will agree. It is liquid gold. They like it. So this is going to be one of their side dishes. Oops. With dinner. Fried chicken noodles. And this is beautiful. Perfect. When we come home, it'll be ready. There's some corn boiling in there. Yep, I added a little butter. Okay, this is my every Friday thing. I put out chicken tenders for the kids, and I season them with Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Dust them with all-purpose flour, dip them in egg, and then roll them and coat them in a mixture of panko and dry mashed potato flakes. So that will be the kids' Friday night to go with their macaroni and corn that I already made. It's cooking. Friday night fried chicken. That's what I've done so far. Haven't done yet. That's the last of it in the oil. And that's what I already made. The boys are about to get started on it. The boys and their friends.